Okay, so today I'm going to show you how to compile FFmpeg using Ubuntu 22.04, and this is what it looks like as soon as you install the operating system. And if you go to the terminal, let's make it a bit bigger, and so to check this is the latest operating system, we can go to type cat etc os release, and we see that it is Ubuntu 22.04 LTS Jammy Jellyfish version code named Jammy. Okay, good. So we can start. If you open the browser, we can check which is the guide I'm referring to, and the guide, if you look here, FFmpeg compilation guide Ubuntu, and if you look at the research, the Google research, the first link that appears is the one that I'm going to follow, with some differences, with some things that we got to check. So first thing, update the operating system. I've already done that, so sudo apt update and sudo apt upgrade. Okay, good. So sudo apt updated done, and also this sudo apt upgrade. So this is the first step. We are up to the line. We are updated with our software. Good. So first action is to install the dependencies. So first got autoconf, automake, build essentials, cmake, meso ninja build, pkg config. These are necessary to compile and to generate the make file that we're going to use later. So sudo apt install, so all these things, autoconf, automake, build essentials, cmake, and gitcore. So these are the first we're going to install. Okay, sorry for that. Good. So let's give the command, and little by little is going to install. So see you later after the things is finished. Okay, here we are back, and so sorry for that. I expect the internet to be faster today, but it's slow, so took out, sorry for this cut of this video. I would like to make it continuous, but anyway, let's go with the second part, and this is the installation of some of the libraries that might be useful for a better usage of FFmpeg, and the possibility to compile also the other software which is with FFmpeg. So FFmpeg is to make the conversion and to manage in general multimedia streams. So it allows you to install the things regarding subtitles like libs and the libfree type, and so also audio codecs and some of the basic things that might be useful with FFmpeg. So let's go and install the rest, and so sudo apt install, and now it's time for all of these. I keep out libstl2 for the moment because I see that there are some problems, so we're going to deal with this in a second moment. So let's go on. Installation going on, and even here quite some time for the installation. Sorry for that. So I don't know why today the internet is so slow, and see you in a couple of minutes. Okay, so after this we are going to install the libraries from lib2 to the end. So what are these libraries for? Sudo apt install, and all of these. Okay, so good, and let's go. In the meanwhile, so lib2 is a utility to build the libraries, just like so Mason is to build, like Ninja. These are all tools to build FFmpeg and all the libraries. Then You have libva for the hardware acceleration, and these are also another library for a better acceleration. This is the X server C bindings, and just like this and like this. libvmaf is a type of codec that can be useful in the future. Wget is to retrieve data from the internet, and YASM is an assembler. zlib is the zip library, so it's like to compress and decompress data. And so now in the meanwhile, okay, we fetch the data, now it's installing, a bit faster this time, cool. And so the software tells you also the several users can omit FFmpeg. So if you don't want to install FFmpeg and all the dependency of the X server, you can avoid installing these libraries. Now I had a bit of problems at installing libsdl2 dev. If you won't install it straight away, so I took at pieces just to see if one of the dependencies can work, and after you can install libsdl2. Let's see if SDL2 works soon after. Okay guys, now it's time to install libsdl. So sudo apt install libsdl2 dev, and let's see what happens. So you should have a broken dependency, and in this case, even if you install this, it doesn't work either. I've just found a page about the status of the package, and it says that there are some broken regressions. So there is a regression on this, so stay tuned. In the future it will work. And so at the moment we suspend the installation of FFmpeg. We're going on with the rest, so FFmpeg, ffprobe still work, and we're going on with this. Sorry for this inconvenience, guys. Okay, so next step is to install libunistring dev. This is suggested from Ubuntu 22.04. This is to manage the Unicode strings. So nowadays we are all over the world. The languages are many character sets, so it's useful to install the Unicode strings, software, libraries. And so let's go to sudo apt install libunistring dev. It also suggests to install libaom and libdev1d, but at the moment, so we don't install them from the moment. We're going to compile the stores ourselves, so we're going to follow the compilation. I had problems at installing them. It doesn't work with the version of FFmpeg we would like to provide. Maybe in the future they will work. At the moment they don't work. So let's go on with the rest of the process. After that, we're going to install NASM. NASM is an assembler that is used by some libraries, so used to compile some libraries. So we are going to install it, sudo apt install NASM. Good, and now it's installed. The next step is to install the libx264, and so there's already an H264 library, but so it works. But here we got some tweaks, some optimization. So this is a mostly used library, and we require later. We've got to remember to enable the GPL license and to enable the libx264 later. As soon as we are going to invoke the configure script, we got to remember this thing. So let's go on, and so sudo apt install libx264 dev. Sorry, libx264 dev. And here we go. We are doing the same thing later with libx265. So this is for the high efficiency video codec, HEVC for short. So let's go. Here there are two libraries. We got to remember also the flags. So enable GPL, but we've already said before for the libx264. Let's go with the installation, then later got to remember the flag. So sudo apt install libx265 dev libnuma dev. Go. If you would like, you can install using the so you got to compile your own libraries, up to you. At the moment they work pretty well, even using the standard libraries provided by the official repository. So they can go on. Good, installed also. Now next step, we're going to install the libvpx. Libvpx is for the VP8, VP9. These are modern libraries. These are the ones that so were used by YouTube also. So we're going to sudo apt install libvpx dev. Good, and also this is okay. After, we're going to install the libfdk AAC. So this is for the AAC audio encoder. This is the modern encoder that is used so far. So most probably if you are dealing with MP4 videos, you have the audio that is encoded with the AAC. So let's go on. Sudo apt install libfdk AAC. Dev, sorry, I always forget this dev. So let's go on. There are some other dependencies, but they're already installed. So far, so good. So the next step is the installation of the Opus audio encoder and decoder. This is another modern encoder decoder that might be useful. Good. So sudo apt install libopus dev. So of course I'm doing all the comments one by one. If you would like, you can install them all in one bundle. I have also a shell script. If you would like, later on it will do everything from the beginning to the end. I will share it down below in the description. So please provide me feedback if there are some errors, some mistakes. Write down below. Okay, so now there's the first discrepancy with this is the libaom. So it requires the compilation of the library. So far we're going to take the script as it is. So it's going to, first of all, we got to do something. This is the first thing that there is required outside of the shell. That is the creation of a couple of folders. So this is to have a tidy job in the end. So it requires the thing to create these FFmpeg sources and the bin folders. So the FFmpeg sources contains all the sources of the library necessary to compile FFmpeg. Then the bin would contain all the binaries if you want to do them, so to move them later. So in this case we're going to create those folders. I'm going to take this mkdir p, so mkdir -p. I also put a v to make it more verbose, and I'm going to take the home FFmpeg sources and bin. Good. I also add for later, so it's added later. It requires a FFmpeg build. So there we have all the compiled libraries. So FFmpeg build here, and here we go. So all the three folders are created. you want to check, there is FFmpeg build, FFmpeg sources, and bin. Good. Let's go on with the compilation of the library. So let's go and follow the guide. So here the guide is OK. So libaom, we're going to take this and copy paste it. So what it does basically is to retrieve and compile the libaom library. And everything is OK so far. So let's see, it's compiling. So it might take quite some time, so see you later. Okay, so after a long time it finished, and now it's time to go back, and now we are in the home folder, and the next one is the libvmaf1. So AV1 is an encoder and decoder by itself, but FFmpeg uses only the encoder. The decoder is disabled. So let's go and install this. So this is the script, and let's go with the execution of everything. So it's going to clone the AV1 and it's going to build it. So I expect another long time for the compilation. And so we're doing the same thing for the libdav1d and the libvmaf. Then it's time to build FFmpeg. So let's see, it takes quite some time. Good. So going on. And it takes quite a bit of time also here, so I'm going to see you later. And we have finished. So we have finished with the libvmaf1, and now let's go on with the libdav1d. So we require a version of Mason that is at least 0.49, but if we check -v, we have 0.61.2, and also the NASM version 2.14. So let's check NASM-v. At the moment we have 2.15.05. So we can proceed with the compiling of this. Otherwise, here on the guide there is the way to retrieve a more modern version, but it's not necessary. So it requires a Python pip. So you got to install Python 3 pip. It will be useful for the future, so I suggest to install it later. So let's go on with this part right here. And also here it might require some time. Let's see. And okay, configuration done. And I see here that it takes quite some time. So again, see you later. Okay, so now it's compiled the dav1d library. So let's go back to the home folder. Good, here we go. And so everything we put in the FFmpeg build. So if just to sum up what we've done so far, and if you go in the bin folder, you have all the applications that we've done so far. There's also the include and the bin. Let's have a look. Include, you see that AOM, dav1d, svt, av1, and there is also the lib. Here you go, libaom, libdav1, libsvt, av1, eng. Good. So now it's time for the libvmaf. Libvmaf is the Video Multi-Method Assessment Fusion. This is a matrix that is developed by Netflix in collaboration with the research. We got to enable the thing also. Here we found some issue with this command line, so this is the corrected one. Of course, this will be, here we go. So here there's a bit of change in this type. So here there is a FFmpeg build bin and FFmpeg build lib. Here there is written something else, something a bit different. In fact, here it gives an error, so this should be corrected with this. So let's paste and let's move on. Now it takes quite some time more for the downloading rather than the building. Well, let's wait and see what is going on. And now it's compiling. Good. Just quite some time, so I will see you in a few minutes once we finish. So after this, it's time finally to compile FFmpeg with all the flags, with all the stuff, so we can go on and finally configure and make the FFmpeg executable. Okay, now it's finished. It's time to do this. So now, okay, we got to the FFmpeg sources, so the thing will be downloaded in FFmpeg sources. If you would like, you can keep it without the FFmpeg sources. So for example, if for later you want to debug FFmpeg and you want to use an IDE to go and navigate, maybe it can be confusing to put in FFmpeg source and then FFmpeg, but if you like, do it. So FFmpeg, change the folder. I won't do it. I'll go directly and clone FFmpeg within the home folder. So I'm going to, not this time, so here it's suggested to retrieve with wget the snapshot of the source directly from FFmpeg.org. I will use the git command, and the git command is this: git clone the website git.ffmpeg.org /ffmpeg.git space ffmpeg. Let's go and retrieve FFmpeg. Even here it may require quite some time. You see, and little by little, once we've finished, we can go on with the final compilation. Finally. Okay, so now we're finished. Now FFmpeg is downloaded. So if you take a look, there is the FFmpeg folder right down here. So you go in, you have all the source code already downloaded. Now it's time to configure and then build. So first of all, let me go in the folder, so cd FFmpeg, and then we're going to basically execute this command. We're going to remove something, going to add something. So the thing I come out with is this. Now I'm going to show you why, and basically, so I'm going to paste it right here. So what we are going to build so far, we are going to, let me copy it directly so it is a bit clearer. First of all, we're going to take the bin path into our path environment variable to be recognized by the software, and also the package configuration folder. And now it's time to load the configure that will enable the debug version. So you will see that will be FFmpeg and FFmpeg_G. So this is the debug version of FFmpeg. We're going to disable the optimization. This is really cool if you need to navigate through the code, so you have a one-on-one correspondence with the line of code, and the rest. We have something about the page configuration flags that is also contained right here. Here you go, static. So static means that we're going to build a single application, not the separate libraries in separate files. So it will be a unique big file, and inside we'll have everything. We have the extra C flags. So here we're going to include the extra code that we've just compiled so far, and also the extra load flags, so with the libraries already compiled and available there. We got also extra libraries, and we are going to add also that famous one. Sorry, I've gone on with the compilation, and here we're going to add after the LP thread, so before the bin dir, right here. So after that we're going to add the minus LD equals to G++, and bin dir home bin, enable GPL, and then we're going to do TLS. TLS is for the secure transmission of data, and libaom, LIAS, and all the libraries that we dealt so far. And in the end, we have also the libx264, libx265, enable non-free, and the path. And then we're going to take the make minus J2. What is this minus J2? Minus J2 means the number of processors we're going to use to compile. So here, be careful. So please take count the number of processors that you have on your PC, and take a few of them, not all of them, otherwise you cannot use the PC anymore until the PC profile. Don't take this number too big, because it will clog your CPU and it won't compile. So that there are some concurrencies, some library that you expect to be compiled, and then in the end it's not compiled anymore. So let's go and compile. So let's see why it doesn't work. So here we got to enable after here LD equals to G++. Okay, and we're going to paste this code. Let's go, and it's going to compile FFmpeg now. Let's see what comes out. Here, if you would like, you can also disable the FFplay. FFplay, in this case, if you remember, we don't have the libsdl2, so FFmpeg doesn't. FFplay doesn't compile. In the end, it should tell now at the end of the command. So right here on top, that FFplay won't be compiled. Now let's see. Let's finish the process. The process is quite long. It's not the best computer that is available. It's quite old, and so it might take quite some minutes. Here later for the end. Let's see if the process has come to a good end. A good end. Okay, we reached the end. So as you can see, only FFmpeg and FFprobe compiled. We have also FFmpeg _G, FFpro_G. These are with the debug versions of the software we're going to use later on. We're going to see what you're going to do. Just to test, let's see where is the location. So we have FFmpeg. Let's see a bit better. Like this, we have FFmpeg, FFmpeg-G, FFprobe, FFprobe-G. And if you would like to have them in the bin folder we mentioned earlier, make install, and we have them there. So it will take all the folders and we'll put them So this also makes all the libraries available to the whole system. So if we check on our, let's see, cd bin, and we should have our FFmpeg and fprobe available here. If you don't want to do this process, don't do it. So the applications will be there in the folder. If you want, you can also invoke them directly from the command line after the make install FFmpeg -v. But let's see what we can tell. No, we cannot, because they're not. This is not in the path, so we can do everything something like this: FFmpeg, and this is what we get. These are all the configuration flags that we set ourselves, and so this is all here. We have, unfortunately, if we want to distribute it, there are the load flags and stuff, but anyway, we're going to keep it for ourselves, and so far so good. And well, let's try. Now I've just downloaded in the downloads video, and then downloads folder, a small video, 5 seconds long. Let's have a look what it is like. So let me take the Explorer, File Manager, and in my downloads folder I have a video, sample video. You can open with the media player, and so this is from Big Buck Bunny. I suggest the view. I'll put the video in the description, so if you want to have fun a little, this is a very fun project that's been done. So let's stay in the bin folder. So a thing that we can do is to go FFmpeg -i this -c colon v h.264, and the new file I want it to be not MP4 but let's say NKV. Let's see if it works. Sorry again, it is not absolute, and it is there. So now it's creating a new video. Quite some time, so we'll see later how the flags in FFmpeg work. We have our new NKV ready to be played, and here we go. So that's all, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Remember you to like, share, subscribe, and stay in touch. Leave a comment below if you would like, happy or good or bad. I accept the criticization also, so feel free to do whatever you want. Stay healthy, stay safe, enjoy your time, and see you with the next video. Bye, ciao, ciao.